Hey everybody, welcome to my 200 sub special. That's right, motherfuckers, 200 subs. What the fuck is going on in my life anymore? I don't fucking know. Somehow, 201 of you fuckers have decided that my content is worth subscribing to for some godforsaken reason. Who knows why? But I wanted to do a special where I just answer some questions, but since none of you gave me any that I found worthy of a special, I had to ask my friends on Discord for some, and they have returned a bounty. Oh, yes, they have. And I have some here. I have some in here. And I'm also have my own that I've asked myself that I'm going to give you guys the answers to, because I guess you deserve it for subscribing to my content or whatever. Right now there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars across the street. At the house right across, there's fucking 7 cars just at that house. Who knows what's going on? In case you wanted to. That's crazy. Anyway, first question. These first 10 are from my friend Matthew, or Matt, my writer friend. I left one out because it was a bit inappropriate. It was like, who's that writer friend you sometimes read stories from? Is he hot? Is he shit like, yeah, basically self-aggrandizement. So, self-aggrandizement from my friend. Anyway, these other ones are actually good. He's not entirely a narcissist, you know? He's not entirely one, you know? I'm just joshing, I'm just joking around. Okay, so to start off with, he asked, what is your favorite fiction, philosophy, and poetry book, and why? Well, Matthew, I feel like you already know this one, but okay, buddy. Fiction. That one's difficult. That one's difficult, actually. It's definitely a cross between Laura Warholic or The Sexual Intellectual by Alexander Thoreau or Darkenville's Cat by Alexander Thoreau. Both of them are neck and neck for me right now because they're both amazing, but I currently only have one of them. It's this one. It's Laura Warholic, as I've shown in videos before. I love this book. It is absolutely exactly what I thought it was going to be when I got it in the mail. But as the same, it's God, it's so good. I don't know. Maybe I'll read the controversial essay one day for the channel and get my channel taken down. Yeah, most likely. But yeah, it's either those two. It's either Darkenville's Cat or Laura Warholic for my favorite fiction books. And the reason for that is fiction book, and the reason for that is the language. The use and mastery of language that Thoreau has is so enviable. I just want to suck it out of him. I just want to suck his writer talents out of him. He's amazing. God, he's amazing. Plus, I seem to have a fella. There seems to be a kinship between the two of us somehow, even though I've never met this person ever. Oh my God, I want to. Those dogs need to be shut up. And there seems to be a kinship between me and Thoreau, even though I've never met the dude, you know? Because I haven't. And the fact that we both believe in a certain school of politics where it doesn't basically, fuck politics, fuck elections, they're all rigged, in a sense, you know, just both sides are terrible. I mean, it's much more complicated than that, but from reading both of those books, I'm sensing that vibe from him that I also share. So that's cool. And also, just like his utter love for humanity and literature is so palpable, even when the books are at their most nihilistic and bleak, man. It's just, it's tasty. Also, The way he insults his characters and peoples and real people as well. I love it. Anyway, philosophy. Oh boy, this one's even more difficult. Good grief. Basically, this one's really hard because I'm not as big a philosophy person as I am a literature person. And I mean, yes, philosophy is literature, but fiction is different than philosophy. Fiction can have philosophical ideas in it, but it's not the exact same. And I don't even really have that many philosophy books, honestly. I mean, for instance, above me right now is that right there is the Book of Disquiet, and I'm Melancholy. I consider that philosophy in some sections. Uh, Two Clarice Lispector books. She has some interesting ideas. The Conspiracy Against the Human Race by Thomas Ligotti. That's up here. Not exactly my philosophy, because that would be very bad way to view the world. I'd be dead. But I also have Friedrich Nietzsche's Twilight of the Idols, The Antichrist, and Ecce Homo in one book, so that's cool. Um, Atlas Shrugged, as I said over here. I Then over here I have some Beckett, three of his novels, Malloy, Malone Dies, and Hannibal. Crime and Punishment, I consider that philosophy. There's Gödel, Escher, Bach, which is also philosophy. Hofstadter, really good. And then of course I have the dreaded Kant, which I know you despise, Matt, but still, he's on my shelf. I don't know what to tell you. Is there anything behind this? Oh yeah, Notes from Underground. Dostoevsky as well. I completely forgot about him. I have the Notes from Underground, and I have Crime and Punishment, and I have the Brothers K. And I have the Brothers K, which all three of those absolutely amazing novels. Highly recommend. Some of the best shit out there. But it's hard to choose a favorite philosophy novel. Oh my god. Um. This one's actually getting to me. Oh god. Okay, so right. Um. Uh. I can't do this one. I actually can't. If I had to do a very close estimate, I would say anything by Aristotle. I am very big into his stuff, you know. I like Aristotle a lot. Um, Socrates has some good shit as well, but not as much as Aristotle in my eyes. I like Aurelius, Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. That's some good shit. I can't answer this one. I'm sorry. Anyway, next. Poetry. Oh boy. Poetry. This one's interesting. Oh my fucking god. I want to kill them. Next up, poetry. I haven't read much poetry, but I have Faust. I think that's literally the only poetry book I have. Yeah, that's literally the only like poetry book that I have. Sorry. I guess. But if I had to choose a favorite, I would have to say Ooh, this one's Paradise Lost or Faust. Both of them are really good for different reasons. You read Faust for the oh, it's so good. But when you read Paradise Lost, you read it for the monologues that Lucifer gives. You don't read it for God's monologues or Gabriel or Adam and Eve or whatever the fuck. No, you read that book for Satan. And it's fucking great, man. It's a great read. Paradise Lost is definitely my favorite now that I think about it. Simply because it's good, man. Shut up! Shut your fucking mouth, dog! God. Anyway. Shut up! The next question Matthew gave me was, what country are you from? I wonder. What country do you think I'm from, fucker? I'm American, bitch. God, what a question, man. I thought, whatever. Anyway, after that one, we have interests besides literature. Okay, so my YouTube subscribers know this one for sure, because I literally do it as my main thing on the channel, but I'm obviously a furry, so there's that. But of course, I also have my voice acting, as you can see. And I also have my VN ratings and my narrations I do of my stories sometimes, or the audiobook I just finished today by Ranger Slater, He Digs a Hole. That was very fun to read indeed. But of course, you can't complete my sumptuous repertoire of interests without mentioning philosophy, of course, and oh yes, of course, linguistics and conlanging, of course. Um, of course, then you have yeah, yeah, you have the history stuff I'm into. You have these sort of politics. Like I look at the political theories sometimes. I like video games. I like horror. Not all video games. I barely ever play them because I don't have any way to play them. Because I used to have a PS4, but it got thrown away or some shit. But yeah, basically my interests are that. So now, the next one is favorite quote. I have no fucking clue. I have no fucking clue, mate. No clue. Biggest dream. Oh, okay, so you mean like, what do you dream of when you sleep at night? What do you want to do in your life? I have no fucking... Probably some along the lines of, doing your mom. Just kidding. Basically, it's difficult. It is difficult to choose an option there because it's either something to do with my voice acting, or literature, or something along those lines, you know, man. Something along those lines. Maybe my YouTube channel could give me a source of revenue, who fucking knows. Although I'd have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or whatever the fuck for that to happen, so that's going to be difficult to complete in the end. Or whatever the fuck, you know, mate. You know, it's just, how do I choose one of those biggest dream? I don't know, I don't really have one, I just flow. Okay, so, after that I have favorite word from him. I hate this shirt, but my dad got it for me, so I feel like I have to wear it, you know? Favorite word. That's interesting. Before I read Thoreau, I would have said ubiquitous. Ubiquitous was my favorite word for a very long time, but after Thoreau, oh boy, oh buddy boy, you better believe I have a different one, mate. Yes, I do. Agathocacological, that's a good one. Porno forno caco fagimanical, that's another good one. Chantifleur, that's a cool one. There's so many cool words that I know now, and it's so difficult to choose my favorite because I love words in general. I love language. I can't choose a favorite one. So yeah, don't have a favorite word. They're all my favorite. Religion, right. He asked me if I believed in God. No, I do not, motherfucker. God doesn't exist, motherfucker. That's an easy one. And then this final question that I wrote down for my Discord friends is from my friend Daniel. He is a Brazilian boyo, and really great dude. Really great dude. I like him a lot. He asked me, what would your career path be? My future career path, if I could choose one. Right off the bat, first thing comes to mind, voice acting. 110% voice acting or narration or stuff like that. It's fucking fun, man. It's fucking fun. And I'm actually good at it apparently somehow. I don't know how I'm good at it, but apparently I'm good at it. Because he's told me that the one thing that I do really well that he hasn't seen other voice actors do a lot is emotional intensity, which I agree. A lot of beginners, including me, think that being loud is the end all be all of acting and voice acting. No, emotional intensity is, and I think the best I ever got with that was in the ending of TJ's Route, which, man, I was not okay doing that recording. I was I was genuinely on the verge of just breaking down, and I actually did. I paused the video, cried full on like gut crying for about 10 minutes, calmed down, and just started doing the rest of it. I don't think I've had an experience like that in a video since then. So that's saying a lot. And it's mainly because Flynn. I love him. He's my favorite character in the entire game, Vecco. I just... Oh, I can do this now because I mentioned Daniel. I mentioned Daniel. If any of you are Echo fans, I'm gonna shill you. I'm going to tell you about Daniel's fan fiction about Echo. It's called The Ripples After Echo or something. It's Ripples. I know that much. But it's basically a TJX Flynn ship fic that is over 1,000 pages long, and it is so good, man. I found it like it must have been like in 2020 at this point. I don't remember when, but I found it, started reading it. It wasn't even anywhere near finished back then, and I missed it. I messaged him out and said, "Hey, I really like your fic," and the rest is history. We're friends now. He's a really good dude. But yeah, I got to like influence the plot of it, which was fun. Not much, but some. Like recently, he asked me which line would fit better for this chapter in this fic, and I told him. I told him my opinion on it. But yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so now I have some questions that I came up with myself because people didn't leave any answers. Didn't leave any questions for me, which sucks, but oh well, what can you do? Basically, I'm going to, okay, so I have number 1, what is your favorite VN? Number 2, what is your least favorite VN? And then some other ones along those lines. Basically, favorite VN, that's difficult. It used to not be. It used to be Echo 100%, but now that Burrows is out and it's gone on for 7 fucking updates now, it's it's so difficult to choose, because Echo was the visual novel that I played after playing Major Minor and then Repeat. And I jumped from Repeat to fucking Echo. And that was not a good choice, but you know, it's past now. Who cares? Basically, if you ever played Repeat, which you probably have if you're into 3VNs, um, it's a dating sim. And it is a very cliche dating sim at times. So imagine my shock from going to from 2018 Repeat to 2018 Echo, which back then there was no warning on the page. There was no warning whatsoever. I was too young to be playing it. Let's be real. I was 16 years old. Fuck's sake, and no warning, no nothing. Just thought it was a regular dating sim like Repeat was, and oh boy, was I mistaken. And I have not been the same since. Some things just irreversibly change you. Let's just say that. Um, so I viscerally remember the first time that the nightmare scene happened in Repeat. I remember that so vividly because it was 69% nice. Sorry. It was a visceral reaction. Like the first like scary dream sequence he has, which would be the one at the amusement park. Well, no, there's the one before that. Like when they go to sleep in the hotel, there's that one. But that one isn't really that scary. It's just kind of off-putting and kind of, oh, he's being weighed down by the past, and he feels like this town's dragging him. Is the reason he's being dragged back. Cool. But that's not exactly spooky, you know? That's just melancholic and, oh, rose-tinted glasses nostalgia type stuff. The dream in the amusement park, however, is not that. It is very obviously a spooky scene with this dude in the mine. And I remember when it was over, I was like, what the fuck? What am I playing? And then the argument happened. And then the argument at the river happened, and I was hooked. Oh my god. I picked Carl first because I don't know, I liked him the best or something. And no, the reason I picked him is because I kind of felt the same way that like Carl did. I didn't really feel like I wanted to go anywhere. Like it was too much to deal with, in a sense. Now that I'm talking about this, I'm starting to remember that. And why am I talking about Echo? Favorite VN, basically, basically, it's either Echo or Burrows because with Echo, you have one of the best horror experiences I've ever experienced. It genuinely terrified me to the point of having nightmares. To the point of having nightmares. Yes. I still think the one experience, the one part of Echo that left a genuine psychological impact on me was Leo's bad route because every now and then I think about it again when I'm not trying to. It just claws in there and I have brought up my disdain for Leo as a character multiple times on this channel. He is a reprehensible piece of shit. I fucking hate his guts, essentially. But that's the point. You're supposed to hate his guts. But yeah, whereas Burrows, it's only been out for a year. A year? Whereas with Echo, it was only out for 3 years. Which, I don't know, I don't know how Echo was in the beginning. I wasn't around then. But, Burrows, I have been there since the first update, and let me tell you fuckers, it's been an experience. Actually being with the VN from the very first update and having and just sitting through all that shit, man. It is something else. And Burrows is a game that I think is very, very steadily overtaking Echo in my estimations, which I never thought I'd say that, but
Echo might be my second favorite now. I mean, the characterization in Burroughs is amazing. The art is just so cool. It is so polished. The art style is so great. The the stylization of the menus and like the game itself and the text box, it's art deco deliciousness. And I love Captain Nico for everything he's doing with this VN. Okay? I love the realism with like the dialogue actually being the language it's supposed to be. You know, like that's cool. Where the main character doesn't just suddenly have, oh, I can speak all the language powers. Well, in the Hero's Route he does, but that's because he legitimately needs to be able to do that to be able to communicate and experience and like interact with these people. Because otherwise he'd have to spend like a month or two learning rudimentary German, and that wouldn't exactly be entertaining for a VN. At least not the majority of people. I mean, for me, it would definitely be entertaining because I've learned some German, so that was yeah. But Burroughs is definitely up there. It's probably overtaking Echo. Just gonna say that. Anyway, my least favorite VN. This one is extremely difficult as well. But if I had to choose, get ready for a hot take opinion. It's either Adastra or Far Beyond the World. And not for the reasons you think. With Adastra, the reason I don't like it is because the writing is so cliche, and it just feels like a regression for Howley, really. Like he went from Echo, and I understand why he wrote Adastra. I really do. Like writing horror can really drain you. I should know. I used to only write horror, and that ruined me. So basically, at one point, I was just at one point I actually was kind of invested in the story, and then things happened, and I was like, "Fuck this! Fuck this VN! Fuck this character! Fuck Amicus!" Let me just explain why. The writing is very, very contrived and has deus ex machinas everywhere. Marco as a character. He's not a character. He's a cardboard cutout. He is a piece of cardboard. Just standing in the scene, saying lines whenever someone presses a button, and then moves on. No characterization whatsoever, except, I wanna go back home, and then, oh, Amicus, fuck me in the butthole, or whatever the fuck. Oh my god. Like, literally, that's his entire character. I want to go home, then Amicus, I want you. That's it. I, man, it sucks. Man, it sucks. Because you could have done so much with that premise. You could have had the main character actively hate his captor and try to fight back and try to use his human intuition to try and escape this situation and go home again. Like, and also you could have had him see the way like you the way that the fucking imperial family was being treated, and you could have had him try and do something with the people on the planet. Okay, you could have done that, but that's neither here nor there. That's talking about a Dastra that could be. I'm trying to talk about a Dastra as it is. So, essentially, a Dastra as it is. Marco, terrible MC, even worse than Chase. Even worse than Chase. At least Chase had a pre-established backstory and some genuine moments of character growth, and he actually had a personality at some points. Sure, he's not the best MC ever, but he's definitely better than Marco. Way better. Then you have Amicus, the supposed love interest, and blah blah blah. I can't stand Amicus. He is a bumbling, retarded man-child who gets so upset when things don't go his way, who throws hissy fits when something goes wrong and shit. And he's so fucking incompetent and stupid. He just is. He's a stupid motherfucker. And nothing changes either. We're just told it changes. And that's not the same as actually seeing it in action. Let's not even get into how they fucked up Cassius entirely. Like, he had such potential as it's just a gray morals villain. He genuinely cared about the people of his planet. He had a genuinely great plan for how to solve the issues they're going through. Well, from his point of view at least, like shutting out the other places because who cares about them when our planet's suffering so much, you know? And well, Moon, but whatever. And he also was so intelligent. He knew how to play the system. He was pragmatic as fuck. Oh, and I mean, obviously, what he did with the video is absolutely reprehensible, but at the same time, that is a genius move. That is a genius move politics wise. Just, holy shit, man. That is actually some Game of Thrones level maneuvering, in my opinion, but could you fucking imagine? Adastra that is like with like the Game of Thrones level politicking and scheming and but basically, yeah, Adastra is my least favorite VN. This video is already 3 minutes long, so you know what, I'm just gonna call it quits, and I might do a part 2, probably not. In the meantime, thank you so fucking much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing as well. 201 of you people watching my channel for some reason. Hope you enjoy the rest of your days, motherfuckers. I'll see you later, whatever, bitches.